guys, so today I'm going to be doing my very first reaction video to the new Book of Boba Fett trailer that just dropped this morning. I'm really excited, so let's just take a look at it and see what happens.
I am not a bounty hunter. I've heard otherwise. I know that you sit on the throne of your former employer.
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
You were all once captains under Jabba the Hutt.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial. Why speak of conflict when cooperation can make us all rich?
What prevents us all from killing you and taking what we want?
If you had spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have fed you to his menagerie.
Please. Speak freely.
Oh, that was crazy cool. So December 29th, that's gonna be the official release date. Man, that's crazy. All right, so let me rewatch this a little bit and kind of, I'll pause it. You know, a couple things stood out to me. So obviously that spider, and I don't remember where we see that type of spider. I know we see it in the original trilogy. I gotta remember where though. Because I mean I definitely remember the look of that spider. So the helmet. Okay, so the helmet. It looks like it's starting to get beat up, right? We saw him kind of repaint it in The Mandalorian. You could kind of start seeing getting it kind of. There's a lot of little dings and there's a big scratch across the face mask. But overall, it kind of looks like it's going back to the original paint scheme, right? Of the kind of just the original Boba Fett helmet. So that's kind of cool. I was kind of nervous. I was nervous that they were going to repaint it or do something weird. So I'm really happy that they kind of stuck to the original. It is a little darker on the kind of the reddish color, the maroon color, but it looks awesome. Okay.
I've heard otherwise.
So his armor, it looks like it's the same armor, the same kind of dressing that he has in The Mandalorian. Let's see. Okay, jetpack. Boom. Okay. So obviously, you know, Star Wars replicas, that's what I do, right? So the jetpack, there's a lot of variations in the jetpacks, even between the Empire Strikes Back and the Return of the Jedi, right? The Empire Strikes Back one is kind of just, it's more just solid green. There is a little emblem, which I see on this pack, which is kind of interesting that they chose to add that little emblem from the Empire Strikes Back jetpack. Now, that's definitely gonna be closer to the Empire color scheme for the jetpack. Now the difference that I do see right away, obviously it's more of a kind of, there's different shades of green, and then you see these two red pinstripes, like red pinstripes going right down the middle, which wasn't present in any of the other jetpacks. The other thing I could tell is kind of there's an aluminum or like a chrome ring around the little thrusters that hang on the bottom. That's definitely not on Empire Strikes Back or the Return of the Jedi pack. Now, it's definitely not the Return of the Jedi pack, right? Because the Return of the Jedi pack is yellow and blue, a lot of brighter colors. So it definitely is more of a throwback to the Empire Strikes Back color scheme. That's really cool though. And the little, I think it's a homing device, right? The little antenna that you see there, the little chrome one, they kept the gold top, and from my understanding, Machine Crafts Replicas is actually doing all the little metal greeblies. I don't know if they did it for this series. They probably did, right? I know they used them for The Mandalorian, which I'm sure they kind of transferred over to the Book of Boba. But that jetpack looks freaking awesome. All right, let's move on. So I'm trying to look in the background to see if I spot anything kind of cool.
I know that you sit on the throne of...
So Hammerhead, that's kind of cool, right? They made Hammerhead a kind of a mob boss. He's just chilling there in his little throne. That's cool. That's a really cool callback to the originals.
Former employer.
Oh. That big city, that I don't know where that is exactly. I mean, I'm sure it's in Tatooine, right? But yeah, I mean, this is the first time we've been introduced to that big giant city.
Jabba ruled with fear.
And that throne, right? That throne. I mean, obviously we saw it in The Mandalorian, so we've seen it, but it's just such an epic throne with the 2 Rancors on the side. Just looks awesome. So it looks like he has a little gang with him, right? With some Gamorrean guards that are following him around as well. That's pretty cool. And then obviously we see Fennec with him, as we already had seen in The Mandalorian, right?
You were all once captains under Jabba the Hutt.
I love the fact that there's a freaking table full of the Bosk, right? Like Bosk, I always say that wrong. Bosk characters. And it's such a cool scene, right? You could imagine it just like a bunch of other gangster movies, right? Where there's a bunch of mob bosses sitting around in the main one, and then there's one guy who's gonna, say something kind of unpopular, right? And, typical mob boss, like, no, speak freely. And I guarantee you right after that, he's done for.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial. I speak of conflict.
And we see the Tusken Raiders, right? We see a group of them on there. I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to tie them in, right? Because obviously in The Mandalorian, we saw that he has one of the gaffy sticks. So, I mean, either he got it, the nice way, or, maybe there is some battle there. Or maybe they work together. Maybe it's a situation where he has to work with the Tusken Raiders, right, to overthrow some of these other bosses. But man, that looks awesome.
When cooperation can make us all rich.
And then we see the Slave One, right, flying across. That's awesome. Glad they had to, right? Obviously, they had to bring Slave One back.
What prevents us all from killing you and taking what we want?
Now those guys are cool. They're interesting looking characters, right? They're like a little army of ninjas with the shields, with the red shields. Yeah, I wonder how those are gonna play out in this series.
If you had spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have fed you to his menagerie.
Please. Speak freely.
That's such a boss move right there. No, please speak freely. Man, I'm excited for this series. So it looks like December 29th is going to be the release date. I know there was a lot of speculation as far as when it was going to get released. So now we have an official release date, which is it's soon, right? Man, it's less than 2 months away. So, man, I'm really excited. Guys, if you saw anything in the background that I missed, or, you know, just let me know what you think about the trailer. Drop it in the comments, and yeah, I can't wait for this series. All right, guys, thank you, and watch out for my next video. I'll see you guys.